For those of you viewers asking yourself, what year is it? Don't go double checking your calendars. It's not 2007, and though Crackdown 3 can feel like a love letter to the original title, after a 9-year period between games and 5 years in the making, has the wait been worth it to step up your boom? This review will focus on the campaign of Crackdown 3, as I've yet to try the online mode Wrecking Zone. The third installment in the orb collecting crime fighting sandbox series doesn't stray far from the original game's formula, and apart from some shallow depth added to the agent's skill set, unlocking new abilities, moves, weapons, and agency vehicle forms every time you evolve is more of the same ground covered in previous installments.
This is it, agents! Time to make daddy duck!
There is, of course, an evil organization that needs to be dismantled. Terra Nova Incorporated, found responsible for the blackout attacks in which power around the world is cut off, is tracked to the city of New Providence. This new open world arena is loaded with series staple distractions and includes additional diversions. Weapons and gadgets can be found throughout the world, automatically being added to your arsenal, and agent DNA can be retrieved.
Excellent. You found Bartram. He's my kind of guy.
Locating different character DNA unlocks new character skins, though, let's be honest, who isn't going to play as Commander Jackson, portrayed by none other than Terry Crews?
Quack, quack, motherfucker!
Most of my enjoyment with Crackdown 3 came from simply romping around the sandbox at my leisure. Thankfully, on-foot movement feels fantastic, while vehicle handling is wonderfully arcadey. The campaign against Terra Nova cannot be ignored, however, as there is no shortage of various points of interest and objectives to strike. Unfortunately, this is where the game proves to be more miss than hit. Crackdown 3 features the same lock-on targeting system of previous iterations, only it selectively works. When commands for locking onto targets or firing weapons aren't failing to trigger, locking onto enemies or objects is a frustrating dance of chaos and guesswork. The system will lock on to whatever target your reticle is pointing in the direction of, and it will prioritize a random target, even if an enemy is within proximity. What's more is that Crackdown 3's combat mechanics can prove contradictory. In spite of the game fully encouraging the skills for kills mentality, shields recharge over time when damaged, while kills replenish small portions of your shield. I'm not a fan of this system. In spite of being encouraged to step up my boom in escalating firefights or higher difficulty settings, I found myself having to step back and retreat if I didn't die first. And die I did, as the game's difficulty tends to randomly spike while I struggled with the controls.
Good thing death isn't forever.
Though death is but a minor inconvenience, it's an annoying one nonetheless. Death not only results in irritating remarks from the game's unlikable and borderline annoying female accomplice,
Time for another regen. I've seen you in worse shape. You need to be careful out there.
but results in enemies being respawned. Damaged or destroyed objectives within the world persist, however, making difficult battles unnecessarily frustrating, as I did not appreciate having to chew through respawned enemies, feeling as though I had made no progress at all towards my goals. Instead of stepping up my boom, I was stepping up my rage. Further technical issues surface, with visuals periodically darkening or discoloring, repetitive dialogue, and audio cutting out.
Listen up!
For me, Crackdown 3 is an enigma. Though I enjoy the game as much as it proves to be irritating, I also get a welcome sense of nostalgia as I leap for agility orbs and receive transmissions from the agency director.
There's comfort in a good explosion.
Nostalgia aside, Crackdown 3 is certainly not without its faults, and unfortunately, those shortcomings cannot be hidden by any amount of explosive boom! Crackdown 3 earns a 3 out of 5.
This is far from over.